Right, hello everyone, it's Alan here. How you doing? All right, cool. Listen everyone, got a new project that I'm about to start. Myself and my daughter, during COVID, we built a little camper, like trailer type thing, and this is really cool, but she wants her own little spot now, so this is going to be her place where she sits. This is the one we built previously, so now we want to build something else, but I want something that goes on the back of my truck, so if I go away for the weekend like fishing or something, then I've got something like just for me on the back of the truck. So I've got an old Nissan D21, which I'll show you now. I bought this off my son for like 1800 bucks, and I've repainted it with aerosol cans. I didn't do a video on that, maybe I should have, but then what I did was I took the old deck off. It was pretty dented in that. It was not too bad a deck. That's sitting over there, down over there. So then what I did was I made a wooden deck, like completely out of wood. So I took that one off, made this one over here. And then what I want to do is I want to make a camper, like a sleeping fishing sort of thing, when you go out for just like a night or two, like that fits onto here, around this here. So you can take it off of here and still use it as a ute on the back. The roll bar will come off, but so that you've got something to sort of, you know, you just go fishing or whatever, and then you've got a place to sleep for the night. Or if I go with my daughter, because she's like now just about to be a teenager, she wants to have something like for herself. So we can tow that one, that one there, we can tow that one, and we can have the other camper on the back there as well. So I've got both. So I'm just starting the project now, so I really haven't done anything except the deck's all made, and so I'm going to be adding on to that. So what I've done is, like recently I drew a couple of pictures. I'll show you the pictures just now, like real sketches, nothing fancy about them. So my drawings are not very comprehensive, like I said, they really are rough sketches. So these are what I've got, just an idea. So I've got, that's a view from the top, that's a view from the side, there's the wheel arch, that's up against the cab over there, sloping up, solar panel on the roof, lifting up hatch on the top, door on the back. There's the shape of the back of the truck, hatch on the back, the door. And then my young son decided to give me a bit of a hand as well. I think his drawing's much better than mine. I think he did a bloody good job actually. And I've bought all my wood, and I'm using fence paling, and but the fence paling over here, you'll see that I've had the fans on it for a couple of weeks to get it nice and dry, because when I made the deck I used fence railings and they were like wet, and then when they dried they shrunk down a hell of a lot, and it took me like loads and loads of no more nails to get the gaps filled in. So I'll show you the wood now. So it's literally just fence palings. Those are 1.5 meters by 19 mil. Some 25. I've got some stuff I'm going to make in the frame part out of, and gluing it all together and screwing it all together. It's going to be real like wood. It's going to be pretty heavy duty, but I'm going to say I'm going to try and keep it light, but it never really happens. I did weigh these when I got this piece of wood. That's why there's a screw in that one. And when I weighed it, it was 4.4 pounds, I think it was. Yeah, 4.5 pounds. And then I weighed it up, and now that it's dried out, it's only weighing about I use a little scale. This is not very accurate, but it's weighing about 3 pounds now. So just on the little fishing fishing scale. So with the wood, I got to sort of to figure out if it's dry. I just went and bought one of these little cheap. It is a cheap from Bunnings. It's a little Azito wood. What do you call it? Moisture meter. And it gives you just trying to open it with one hand. So that's it there. So what it does is you turn it on, and then it gives you like 3 little lights. Green is good, orange is still a little bit damp, red is no go, and then it also gives you a percentage. So they've all come down, all the wood that I've got. So I think it's about ready to start doing some stuff now. I've not actually started building yet, but I've started making a few little brackets and things that I've got in my head, some ideas. So what I've done is I've made some little aluminium corner brackets that are going to be built into the wood to give it a bit of strength in the corner. That's also going to be part of holding it down. So those are the brackets that I made. So they'll be, and I did a couple of little tests with just some corner stuff here, just some of this wood, like really this is just really rough sawn fence stuff. It's just treated, and then this is going to be fitting inside there with another piece of wood on the inside. But you'll see as we progress how it's changing, how it's going to look. There's some more little brackets that are going to go in the middle, but I'm also going to put a hole in there as well, and then when that comes down onto the camper, onto the truck, then I'm going to have a matching sort of piece in the corner. So I'm going to have a bolt in there that holds it, the corners, then these ones are going to be in the middle, sort of holding it down. But you'll see as we get going. So there's going to be something else, obviously tying it down, not just those brackets. So I want to make it, I'll probably have some sort of turnbuckles or something like that that'll hold it down. And then I'm going to have in it, I want to try and have a solar panel on it. So I'll put another battery in the car. So I've got a deep cycle battery. I have got one there. I don't know what that one's like anymore. May have to buy a new one. I did buy one. I've put one into the little camper we've got over there, and then I want to put a solar panel on it, and then also I've got a little diesel heater as well, but I don't know whether I'm going to actually mount the diesel heater in there or whether have the diesel heater so that it stands outside. I've seen a few guys on YouTube with videos where they've got it on the wheel, like a wheel bracket, and they put it out there, but then it's out in the weather, so I don't know whether that'll work. But if it's outside, then I can actually split it off and I can blow hot air into the one that I want to build on the D21 on the camper on the back of the ute, and also I can then blow air from the same unit into the little camper where the other person's sleeping. So you're sort of warming up two areas with one heater instead of having like one diesel heater mounted each one. It's just going to be one of those Chinese diesel heaters. This is the Chinese heater that I bought. That's to go through the floor. You'll see if you go on YouTube, you'll see guys using all sorts of stuff there. But yeah, I got this one from a place, I think down in Christchurch, and it's literally like a kit. It's got everything in it, the diesel tank. There's the actual diesel heater there. But like I say, I'll install that when we get a little further. But like I say, either install or make something so and it's outside and you can use it on both. That's only a 2 kilowatt one, that one. So maybe I'll buy, because you can get them, that one you sort of mount on the inside through your floor, but you can also buy them as like a unit you carry, and they've got the I'll show some pictures in the videos as I do them. Of the diesel heaters that are sort of like all in one. It's just got a handle on the top. You just connect it up to a 12 volt, which I'll have a plug on outside of either one of the two campers, and then run that through. So today what I'm doing is I'm just going to cut some wood down to size just to start some of the edges and the bits and pieces that I'm going to be using. I'm still a little bit damp, so this is really just starting off, so it's going to take a while before, probably another week or so before I actually start building stuff. I don't know, maybe I'll start building the frame or on the bottom, and then once I've built the frame, I'll bolt it back onto the truck again, and then I'll put all the wood on the outside. So I don't know, the wood's sort of pretty dry now, I think. I've got most of it dried out, but I'll check it with the meter thing. So these I'm just cutting down to 75, because what I'm going to do is, this is just a practice corner that I make. I'm cutting these down to 75, and then that's going to be the corner pieces. It's going to be a frame on the bottom, and then I want to sort of, that's not 75, but that's just a piece. Something like that is going to be the corners, but then there's going to be the wood on top. So these are just fence railings, fence palings that are 150 by 25, the same as this stuff. This is 50 by 25 rough sawn, treated. And then this I'm going to cut down to 75 and make those angles for the corners, which you'll see later, it'll sort of come together. But these I'm just cutting now because I want them to dry properly for that. So I'm ready to use them. So that's what I was meaning. Those will be glued in, screwed together with some stainless steel screws, and that'll create the corners that's laying down on the truck. These are going to be the corner pieces, then the paling's going to go over the top. There'll also be some stuff on the inside. I haven't decided what I'm going to do for the insulation on the inside yet, but the outside is going to be palings. I've got the 19mm palings, whether I'm going to mill them down, get a thicknesser, because I don't have a thicknesser, that's one of the things I don't have, I might buy one, and then buy a thicknesser and then run them down to a little bit thinner. There's a couple of people on YouTube that have been using cedar. I don't really know whether we get cedar over here. We get pine in New Zealand, so these are pine fence palings that are treated, and they're like I said, they're 19, so I might take them down a little bit just to make them look a little bit decent, and then I'm going to put an edge on the corners, cut a piece out so they overlap a little bit and put them together, but they're thinner than this anyway. So as you can see here, this wood is really rough sawn, so this I suppose just tidied up a little bit before sort of stick it in. I'm sort of going to make these corner pieces and glue them all up. They're not the right length, but when it comes to need them, then I'll just cut them out to size. So I'll just glue and screw them along there. But yeah, I'll tidy the stuff up with the plane. But when I'm done it or built the frame and everything, I'm going to sand the hell out of it so it's all nice and neat and doesn't look as rough as that. But it has to be Diet Coke, otherwise it don't fit in the little camper. So got to go Diet Coke. And it's not I'm not making a piece of furniture here, so I don't want it to look like a deck of a teak deck of a boat or anything like that. I want it just to be, it's got to look rough, but I don't want it to look too shit. So I don't want it to look too bad. So also this camper is only going to be a single, it's just one person sleeping in it. I mean, if you go fishing and things like that, and boys don't sleep in the same camper. My mates can sleep in a tent, I'm not really bothered about them. Camera's right, so making the angles. So these are the bits I was talking about. And I'm going to just mark up where the end is. And these I'm just making up. These are not the right length or anything yet. These are, I'm just making them so that they're glued and ready to go. And then when I start actually building the part on the outside, then I will cut them down to size, the right height. So these are just like making them so that the glue's dry and ready to go sort of thing. Just pre-drill the holes. And then these are the 75 bits that I cut a little bit earlier. I'm not going right into the bottom piece. Let's tighten that up a bit more. I was going to countersink them with the countersink bit, but I decided not to because the actual screws, they go in quite well. They don't need to be, don't over tighten them, otherwise it ends up crushing all the wood and then you're making it weaker. But glue, actually got enough of that. I drew the line on the end there because I don't want to go too far past the end, like so. I'll just make a cup of tea somewhere. What do I do with it? Oh, there it is. Right, so back onto this again. I'll do a little bit down the end there. I'll pop that on. Some clamps. Not quite tight yet, but just put them on so that they can move it around. Right, stainless steel screws, 50mm screws. Going with stainless because it's going to be outside. So, but saying that, I went to go buy screws and get the. There you go. So that goes all right in there. You do get the normal screws that, but they're interior. Then you get some that are treated to go on the wood outside. But then I asked the guy, he goes, oh, what about stainless ones? So I was like, oh, I'll give those. I thought, nah, they're going to be expensive. And then we checked them out and they're not that much more expensive. I think I paid like maybe like 14 bucks or something for 100 of them, of stainless ones, where the other ones were like, I think $9 or $11 for 100. So what the hell, stainless is good. Just put a little bit of pressure on it so that they screw down, tightens up nice. Want that glue up there, just tighten it up a little bit. A bit glue on the end. I might as well cut that down to size. I don't need a great big long piece sticking off the end. I'll just take it off on the. Maybe I'll cut it off with a. Otherwise, I'm wasting a whole chunk of it. Petite. The reason I'm cutting it here, not on the bandsaw, is because the bandsaw is just can't quite get the length in, and then end up cutting it in half and then in half again, and then waste the wood. Jesus, I've seen butcher's pencils that are sharper than this. Okay, so that saw needs sharpening. But anyway, that's what it is. Right, there we go. So that's second one done. I put those over there, so they're just ready to go. I'm going to start the build for the corners. I'm going to wrap up for the day, and I think then the wood that I've been using today has been pretty dry, I think. So I think it's been, it's dried up nicely. So I think probably the next sort of that I'm going to do is I'm going to make this frame. And this frame is going to go onto the truck. Somebody else has got a project obviously on the go there, which is cool. I like to see people doing projects. So basically what's going to happen is that is going to go all the way around like that. Obviously that's just a small corner. That's going to go all the way around, then it's going to drop onto there. There's going to be a doorway piece cut out over here, coming along there. And then the panels are going to come up here. I'm going to say there's going to be a frame at the bottom here, like that, all the way around, and a frame at the top here, like all the way around. See my hand? No, there. All the way around as well. Like the angle of the lens. All the way around as well. So there's this one's going to go all the way around. Another one all the way around. Those corner pieces we just made, they're going to come up over here. There's a couple of side pieces. And this is going to hang over a little bit so that when we put the panels on, they're going to come past a little bit over here, and that's going to give us our bit of a seal. And when we put this down on the bottom of here onto there, I'm going to have like a weather seal, so it comes down, clamps on those corner pieces over there, one in the middle, a clamp, but then also down here I'm going to put like quite a cool looking turnbuckle there and there, hold it down, maybe even on the back as well. So this here is actually going to be this here is actually going to be inside the camper. So there's not going to be a new floor made, this is going to be on there. So this part actually really is part of the camper, I suppose, as well. Maybe I should have made a video of that, but this really, yeah, it's like a flat deck. So it's not a slide on, so it's going to bolt onto the top of it. This is going to come off, and then but there we don't have a lot of space to overlap, so I'm going to bring the panels up flush there, and I'm probably going to use a piece of overlapping aluminium plate just to come over there with a seal. Maybe it'll come around the corner a bit, and then that'll create that weather seal, because I just don't think we're going to have the space to put wood there, otherwise it's going to, when the chassis twists when we're driving, not that we do four-wheel, it's not four-wheel drive, but this is only a 2.4, this one, so 2.4 carburetor, so, but anyway, it's giving a bit of problems actually, it's misfiring, but I'll sort that out. Maybe. So thanks again, that's day one, or the first video I'm going to do the episode, so do the like and the subscribe, and then what I'll try and do is I want to try and do a video every week, so yeah, maybe probably a video every week if I can, depending on the weather and things like that, because in New Zealand here it's middle of the winter. But please like and subscribe. Thank you very much. Cheers.